how did you make that evolution from being a rehabber to testing a bunch of the different sort of business models back into wholesaling now? Like, why are you sort of springboarding back into wholesaling? And why don't you explain an average wholesale deal?
Yeah. So when I first got into real estate, I had zero experience because I remember I wrote down on my notes, like, remember to ask somebody what the word escrow meant. Like, that's how I had no experience. And so I got into it, and there was a whole bunch of things that I wanted to do. Like, I knew I wanted rentals. I knew I needed to wholesale. I knew I definitely wanted to be a rehabber. Airbnb really wasn't even a conversation back then.
Right.
But I knew that there were certain models that I wanted to do, but I really couldn't learn everything all at one time. So I had to learn a lot of one thing and then get efficient with it and then move to the next thing. Because I was just even thinking to myself, like, it was like a week or so ago, I was like, man, if I were to be 11 years ago, like, imagine if I were to sit and try to consume to be a good wholesaler or a rehabber or Airbnb or rentals or I'm also a licensed agent. So there's a lot of different things that I wanted to accomplish. I just had to take them in bite-sized pieces because I started out by myself in the business. I didn't really have a lot of support in all facets of my life. And so I had to kind of take it piece by piece. And so getting back into the wholesaling realm, it was just something that, honestly, I was bored. Whenever you have a bunch of rentals and they're, knock on wood, they're all occupied and they're doing well. And, if you have renovation projects going on and you have different things going on, I like to constantly be expanding my mind. And I work with so many different wholesaling gurus. And I just kind of felt like I know the whole process, but the only thing I didn't do was just the liquidation of the property before I actually rehabbed it. And it was just a challenge that I wanted to get into. And you talked about different markets. Well, I'm actually going to be wholesaling in the Rhode Island area. Okay. So I'm not even from that area because I started doing my marketing here in Pennsylvania and I started doing wholesaling in the Pennsylvania area. And I was fine with it, but I want to have more opportunity. I want bigger deals. I want to have better cash buyers. And I have a really good investor friend that's in that area. And she's like, it's like a 3-ring circus up here. There's no good wholesalers. Nobody's bringing deals. Nobody does marketing. Everybody's too lazy. And I said, that's exactly my favorite part of the real estate transaction. I love the marketing part. I love the interaction with the different sellers and hearing their story and getting a deal under contract and just really getting to know them, building the rapport and the credibility. And that's the part I love. And that's the part she hates.
Yeah.
So that's where you have a really good match. And if you know how to do something, it's like what you've always said, you can pick it up and you can take it anywhere. It's almost like a suitcase.
Right.
And so I met with her and we researched her area and I sat down with her and I'm like, all right, give me all your hot markets. And she's like, I want this area, but not that area. And I want this area, not, so I wrote down everything and then I started researching her area, figuring out price points and understanding her market and see what sales are and average days on market. And that's the stuff that you have to do. A lot of people don't do that kind of stuff. They just jump in and I guess it's good if you just jump in and wing it. But then I, did some marketing. So now it's going to be, full throttle.